Leadership lessons from Peter. Leadership lessons from Peter. The Peter principle. Good morning, everybody. How are you doing on this morning? What a wonderful morning it is. It's snow flurries outside in the shadow of the arch in the St. Louis metropolitan region on the Illinois side. And I hope your weather is at least decent. But whatever the weather, got a word for you on this morning. Want to speak into your life, have some impartation. And this week we've been dealing with leadership. We've been talking about leadership, and we finished a 21-day fast, but we still are in the devotion. So, and this week is all about leadership. It's all about leadership. My church and I are venturing off into and embarking upon 2022 intentional living 2022. And we're saying we want to learn in 8 areas. Let me tell you what those areas are, and you can get this devotion if you want. Just put your email in the chat area. We said we want to be generous, personal growth, evangelism, studying the word, developing relationships, serving, leadership, and identity. And this morning we want to talk about leadership. Now, before I get into that, let me just give a shameless plug at what's going to be happening at eChurch Live, this coming Wednesday. It's going to be dialogue. It's going to be a dialogue between myself and PG2. PG2 is our young adult pastor, and we're going to be dealing with personal growth. Don't miss it. Don't miss it. 7:30 p.m. On eChurch Live. Don't you miss it. Shameless plug. Want you to be there. Don't you dare miss it. We're going to be dealing with personal growth. Personal growth. Well, this morning is all about leadership principles. The Peter principle. Leadership principles and lessons learned from Peter. I call this the Peter principle. Going to give you the text, the talk, and the takeaway. 5 minutes or less. Let's jump right into the word. Matthew 14:28. Hear it again for the first time. Lord, if it is you, Peter replied, tell me to come to you on the water. If it is you, prove that it is you, and tell me to come on the water. Let's talk about leadership lessons from Peter, the Apostle Peter, and the Peter principle. Here's the first thing that you need to know with respect to learning how to lead through the life of Peter and the principles that he leaves us to learn by. The first one is take risk. Take risk. Peter left the safety of the boat. Now, I want you to grab a hold of something. They're in a storm. They're on the Sea of Galilee. It's known for squalls or storms that come out of nowhere because of how low it lies and the mountains that are around it. The air comes over the mountain and then it drops down onto the warm water. Storms. They even thought that it was demon possessed. That's why Peter says, hey, if that's you, it could be a ghost, could be a demon out here. But I want you to grab this. Both the boat and Jesus is in the storm. So you got to understand, now you got to grab a hold of the fact that if we all in the storm, I might as well take a risk because Jesus is in the storm too. Second thing is this, take orders. Take orders. When you are leading, you have to be under authority as well as over authority. If you can't follow, you can't lead. So Peter is saying, Jesus, if it is you, give me some orders and I'll follow them. If you're not fit to follow, you're not fit to lead. And that's what Peter is saying. Jesus, I'll follow your orders. Take risks, take orders, and don't take your eyes off of Jesus. That's the third thing. Don't you dare take your eyes off of Jesus. What did Peter do? He took his eyes off of Jesus. The scripture says that he looked at the noise and the wind and all of those things. You can't even see wind, and you can't look at noise. But the fact is that it will get your attention and pull you away, your focus away. And when you are leading people, you have to make sure that they're following you because you're following Christ. And if that ain't the case, then you need to stop leading, because that's what Peter does. Peter says, look, I took my eyes off of Jesus. Now, here's the thing that I want you to grab. I said it in the first point, but let me just wrap this thing and put a bow on it before I give you the takeaway. Notice how they got into the boat. When Jesus got him, they got into the boat, which implies they were never that far away from the boat. And so many times you can not be that far away from your goals, but not willing to take the risk or take orders, so you never get there. Because remember, everybody's in the storm right now. You might as well take risk. What's your takeaway this morning? What's your takeaway in this Omicron storm? You may sink, get this, put it in the chat area. Put it in the chat area. You may sink when you step out and lead, but Jesus will always lift your leadership. You may sink when you step out and decide that you're going to lead, but Jesus is always going to be there to lift you up and your leadership. The Lord be with you today. May His face shine upon you, give you peace. Share this manna. Don't keep it to yourself. And I'll see you tomorrow morning with more morning manna. God bless you. Now go out here and lead. Bye now.